So a few states in the United States are planning to actually have age verification on the operating system level, meaning Linux, Windows, and operating systems like that are going to be required to have some sort of age verification before you even set up your operating system. California has already passed a law and it's going to go into effect January 1st, 2027. The bill states, among other factors, that an operating system provider shall do all of the following. 1. Provide an accessible interface at account setup that requires an account holder to indicate the birth date, age, or both of the user of that device for the purpose of providing a signal regarding the user's age bracket to applications available in a covered application store. 2 would be to provide a developer who has requested a signal with respect to a particular user with a digital signal via a reasonably consistent real-time application programming interface that identifies at a minimum which of the following categories pertains to the user. The categories are broken into 4 sections. Users under 13 years of age, over 13 years of age but under 16, at least 16 years of age and under 18, and at least 18 years of age. So essentially the bill doesn't seem to require like some forms of age verification like an AI facial scan or an ID, but it does require OS providers to collect age verification of some form at the account/user creation stage and to be able to pass a segmented version of that information to outside developers among requests. A lot of people was like, oh, why is this a big deal? They're just going to be asking you for your date of birth. A lot of applications require that, right? Okay, well, here's my question to that question. Why would they even do it then? Why are they writing in a law that would be that easy to circumvent? If they ask me, oh, let's say I'm 12 or whatever, and the age verification is going to be like, oh, you need to be this age to use Windows or whatever. Why would I be accurate? Why would I not just lie about my age? It's just such a weird law to pass. It just shows that age verification will always be circumvented, but they're still trying to collect some type of information about you because like they said, it's going to be passing that type of information to outside developers if it's requested. The Colorado bill is pretty similar too, saying that they need to provide an accessible interface at account setup that requires an account holder to indicate the birth date or age of the user of that device, provide a signal, blah, blah, blah. Same stuff over here. And this is send only the minimum amount of information necessary to comply with the bill. An operating system provider shall not share an age signal with a third party for a purpose not required by the bill, meaning they can go ahead and send an age signal if it is deemed, required by the bill. They try to give us something to be happy about, even though it's all stupid and unnecessary anyways. A developer shall not request more information from an operating system provider or a covered application store than is necessary to comply with the bill, or share an age signal with a third party for a purpose not required by the bill. But it's such a head scratching moment. Like, it doesn't really make any sense on why they would do this when it really is just going to be so easy to circumvent. Here is some of their justification for why they're doing this and why they feel like this will be effective. Existing law generally provides protections for minors on the internet, including the California Age Appropriate Design Code Act that, among other things, requires a business that provides an online service, product, or feature likely to be accessed by children to do certain things, including estimate the age of child users with a reasonable level of certainty appropriate to the risks that arise from the data management practices of the business, or apply the privacy and data protections afforded to children to all consumers, and prohibits an online my God, how long is this sentence? And prohibits an online service, product, or feature from, among other things, using dark patterns to lead or encourage children to provide personal information beyond what is reasonably expected to provide that online service, product, or feature, or to forego privacy protections. Holy shit, man. Is this like, are they writing Rap God by Eminem here? That was one sentence, by the way. This is all one sentence. What the fuck? I get it that, it's all legal jargon and they're trying to make it sound all sophisticated and all smarter than it needs to be. But if you want, the citizens of your country to actually understand law and follow it, and maybe speak in more concise layman's terms, it's so hard to like follow along when they release a freaking sentence that's the length of a freaking essay. I don't know, man. But anyways, this bill beginning January 1st, 2027 would require, among other things, related to age verification with respect to software applications, an operating system provider as defined, provide an accessible. Yeah, so they pretty much just start saying the same stuff that we read earlier. And there are plenty of people right now that are going ahead and justifying this and saying, oh, this isn't age verification, or it's not even that big of a deal. All you have to do is put in your birthday, which, when you put in your birthday into anything, you're verifying your age. That is age verification. Yes, it's not the typical age verification that people think of, like either with IDs or AI facial scans, but it is age verification. But this person said it's not age verification. It just requires that the OS asks you what your birthday is when you create the account, and then passes only what age category your account falls under to apps. All that's needed under this is that you input your birthday. And here's some replies. My OS shouldn't be passing anything upstream that I don't tell it to. And like a lot of people are saying that in the comments, it's like, so what is the point of it if it's just going to be something that where we can just lie about it? Why would anyone put their accurate age, let's say they're 12 or something, if it means that they have access to less features on like the App Store or something? It's not an actual system that makes any sense, but still, companies, services, and countries all around the world are so adamant on having age verification on everything, and it's just really annoying because a lot of it, one, is easily circumvented, and two, ones like this where they're like, oh, don't worry, we're not even requiring an AI facial scan or an ID. Well, then what's the point? It's not even going to work. Why can't the government encourage parents to just be parents and guardians to just be guardians and actually take care of their children? Why can't the government government makes some sort of statement like, listen, we don't believe that there should be age verification of any kind. You guys just need to be careful with actually allowing your kids to do certain things or not do certain things on the internet, because the internet is a dangerous place. So you guys got to just make sure that they're safe and monitor what they do. What is so hard about that? I actually don't understand why that can't just be the norm. But despite all that, there's still some good news when it comes to age verification. Wisconsin is actually going to be scrapping a VPN bill that they had proposed that was going to be trying to have age verification on VPNs. It was something that was introduced in March of 2025, but has just been recently blocked. And also, even more recently, a judge actually blocked a Virginia law restricting social media for children. So Virginia was presenting a law that would limit kids to only 1 hour of social media usage per day, and it actually just got blocked on Friday. And it was applying to people who were under 16 to only 1 hour of social media per day. U.S. District Judge Patricia Tolliver, as they were likely to establish the law unconstitutionally infringed the free speech rights of adults, children, and dozens of members, including Google, Meta, Netflix, Reddit, and X, but I'm just going to call it Twitter. That's what it is. And the judge issued a preliminary injunction against the law known as Senate Bill 854, which has been signed last May. And NetChoice has been challenging age verification laws all across the United States, including California. I know across the world right now, age verification is just spreading like crazy, so it all just seems like bad news. It just seems like ID age verification is going to be on every type of platform, service, website, company, all of the above. But I just want to make sure that you guys know that there is still good news going on with age verification. It is still worth fighting back. NetChoice is proof of that. They were actually able to get a lot of age verification laws blocked or even permanently blocked across multiple states in the United States. Like I said, these guys have been doing some really good work across the entire United States getting these age verification laws blocked. Hopefully they can take a look at this California one as well, because even though the bill did get passed and it will be, official on January 1st, 2027, we still have almost a year of time where this could possibly get reversed or blocked in some sort of way. So hopefully NetChoice can take a look. They do have their list of campaigns right over here. The website is called netchoice.org, by the way. This is not a sponsorship or anything. I just really like what these guys are doing. And I really do appreciate that there is some type of organization being like, nah, you know what? Fuck all that age verification shit. People should be free to use social media without having to hand over an ID or an AI facial scan, having their biometric data collected, and who knows what happens with it, especially because a lot of these third-party vendors like Persona are pretty shady anyways. So it's just cool that there is an organization fighting for all of us so we can have the choice to use the internet without having to hand over our information. So yeah, they do have a campaign section over here that I've talked about before. This section actually allows you to go ahead and email your local representative if you live in the United States. You just enter your zip code and that's how you do it. The age verification is sweeping the world right now, but I just want you guys to know that even with Windows, maybe it can get overturned. There's nothing wrong with having hope. But yeah, let me know what you guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. It looks like Windows, Linux, and all these other operating systems are going to be having age verification soon. As I always say in every video, don't think that just because it's in a certain area that you don't live in, that it won't eventually get to your area. It will. It is spreading like wildfire across the world right now, and age verification is just getting worse every day. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. See ya.